Reactions of metals with water, and I'm going to start first of all with magnesium, and I've got some magnesium turnings here. I've got some water into which I'm going to put some universal indicator. And we can see that the indicator there has gone green, showing that we have a neutral solution. I've got some more water in this test tube. There we go. So we've got a beaker with water and indicator in it and a little test tube filled with water. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of these magnesium turnings into the water. Notice how most of them sink. If any of them are floating, it's because they've got little bits of air trapped around them. And I'm just going to use this little funnel to try and scoop as many together down to the bottom. And what I'm going to do is just pop this test tube on top of that funnel, and as you can see, the magnesium at the moment really isn't reacting at all. It's very little to see. What we'll do is we'll leave this for a few minutes, and after a few minutes we'll have a look and see if we've got any bubbles of gas as the magnesium reacts with the water. At the moment, there's not really any evidence of any reaction. So the magnesium is just starting to bubble a little bit just in here. The indicator's also starting to go a little bit purple. If I just tap the beaker, you might see a few little bubbles of gas coming off as it's reacting really slowly with the water. If I just scan up, to the top of the tube, you can see a few little bubbles of gas have collected just up there. Give it a tap, you should be able to see some bubbles just collecting right up at the top. We'll leave that for a while and see what we get near the end. A little bit of magnesium just floated up there, carried up by the hydrogen. Okay, so this magnesium's been running now for a couple of hours, and you can see that there's quite a little bit of gas in there. If I just make that shake a bit, you can see quite a lot of gas coming off, and some bits of magnesium getting carried by the hydrogen, and the indicator in the test tube is now definitely purple. So the indicator is definitely purple, and you can see a bit of gas already collecting there. So that's say a couple of hours, and we'll leave that for a bit longer, come back to it after several hours. So this magnesium's now been in here all day. You can see the amount of purple in there, and you might be able to see some of the gas just bubbling up through. Just move up towards the top. So again, you can see quite a bit more gas, there's a lot more purple, so definitely an alkali. And you can see those bubbles of gas just rising up. But that's just a tiny bit of gas being collected over a day. In the last experiment we saw how magnesium reacts really very slowly with water. In this experiment I'm going to show you how magnesium reacts with steam. I'm going to heat it up a little bit. So first of all, we've got a piece of equipment here with a boiling tube with some cotton wool in it, with a rubber bung with a glass tube coming out of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the cotton wool, which we can use to make ourselves some steam. So just soak that water into that cotton wool. So we've got plenty of water in there, and if I tip that upside down, you see that all the water's been absorbed into there. So that's the water, which we're going to use to heat up in a minute to produce some steam. Some magnesium ribbon, which I'm just going to put into the tube, and then the bung. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up the tube with my Bunsen burner. I'm going to get the magnesium good and hot, then I'm going to heat up the water, the cotton wool, to try and get some steam. As that reacts, it will make, it'll burn very brightly and will make magnesium oxide, which is a white solid, and we should also produce some hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas, it's a flammable gas, which hopefully we will be able to set fire to. So I'm just heating up the tube, getting it really hot, getting that magnesium hot, so when I produce some steam, that should react quite quickly with that magnesium. Okay, so that magnesium should now be getting good and hot. Let's just create some steam. So heating the cotton wool, getting some steam coming out. That's now reacting, and I've set fire to the hydrogen coming out of the end, and the tube has now split. So magnesium does react quickly with steam to produce magnesium oxide, which is white, and hydrogen gas, which we saw coming out of the end. So it has reacted, it has destroyed a bit of the glass, but hopefully you can see the white of the magnesium oxide that was produced inside that tube.